Johnson is fielding questions about whether he misled Parliament about illegal parties held at his Downing Street residence during the height of pandemic lockdowns. And Johnson has a lot riding on today's hearings, his reputation and possibly his future in politics. The CBC's Abhi Kuwadasan joins us now live from London, listening into what we're hearing there. Tell us more about what's unfolding today.
Arthi, in his opening statement, Boris Johnson acknowledged that he misled Parliament, but says it was not deliberate. Let's have a listen.
I'm here to say to you, hand on heart, that I did not lie to the House. When those statements were made, they were made in good faith and on the basis of what I honestly knew and believed at the time. You found nothing to show that I was warned in advance that events in Number 10 were illegal. In fact, nothing to show that anyone raised anxieties with me about any event, whether before or after it had taken place.
He says there that he was assured by his aides that they were following their own pandemic rules. Some evidence published today casts doubt on that claim. Now, there are some photos and videos of these lockdown gatherings, including the garden party and his birthday event. Johnson has said that he would certainly not have allowed for official photos to be taken had he believed that they were breaking the rules at the time. But the rules were broken, as police have already issued more than 120 fines linked to 8 parties. Johnson himself was fined. Now, this committee has already previously said that breaches should have been obvious to Johnson. He just said, well, it wasn't obvious to him, and it wasn't obvious then to the current Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, either. Critics, including opposition MPs, are just baffled that Johnson didn't think events with cake, wine, and cheese would not be considered rule-breaking events during a lockdown. It is worth noting he's also said that investigations against him are politically motivated. This committee includes 7 cross-party MPs, and the chair says this process is about trust, that Parliament expects transparency from its lawmakers, and when MPs don't tell the truth, it undermines democracy, Arthi.
And so, Abhi, we've heard some of Johnson's responses to questions at this hearing. What are you expecting as the next steps?
You know, after today, the committee will deliberate on what they've heard from Boris Johnson, perhaps for a few weeks. They could recommend a punishment, which MPs could then vote on. The Conservatives have indicated that they'll permit their MPs to vote freely. And so if MPs ratify the sanction because they feel that he was in contempt of Parliament, Johnson could be suspended. If he's suspended for at least 10 days, only 10% of his constituents would need to sign a petition for a by-election. That means he could potentially lose his seat, and his political future would be even more uncertain than it is now. But this is Boris Johnson. He's been called the Teflon leader here in the UK, a greased piglet even, for managing to wriggle out of danger time and time again on multiple occasions, and he's defending himself today under oath, trying to do that one more time, Arthi.
Thanks for this, Abhi. That is the CBC's Abhi Kuwadasan in London.